The Mohammed Subu Foundation is named in honor of the founder of Subud, Bapa Mohammed Subu Sumohadi Wijoyo. Bapak was born in 1901 in Kedung Jati, a small village in central Java. In the mid-1920s, Bapak received the Latihan Kejiwaan, a training of the soul that would give mankind a direct contact with God, that would spread around the world under an organization known as Subud. Journalist and senior UN official Virendra Vitachi led the Subud Brotherhood for more than 25 years and played a key role in its development. In 1966, Virendra had an experience.
My father had this dream, and in this dream he saw this big building with a white marble facade, and it had the words Mohammed Subu Foundation on it. He walked into the building and it seemed to be like a bank, piled high with paper. But as he approached, he realized it wasn't money. It was, he picked up one of the documents. It said Last Will and Testament. And in fact, it was a bank of bequests. People were bequesting a portion of their assets to the Brotherhood.
And he was in London at the time that he had this dream, and he felt that it was very important for him. And it was a true dream. And so he got on a plane immediately after the dream and flew to Jakarta to see Bapak. And Bapak listened to him, and according to Virendra, this is one of the first times that Bapak put his hand on Virendra's shoulder and looked at him and says, yes, this is a true dream. This is important that we have this type of institution because the members want to leave their money and testaments to Subud, and it should be in a place where it's going to be safe and people will love it and they will take care of this money.
He said, while Bapak is with you, though, it should not be called the Mohammed Subu Foundation. It should be called the Subud Brotherhood International Foundation. And so that's what happened.
In 1967, at the Third World Congress in Japan, Bapak supported the establishment of a body to administer Subud funds on a professional basis. The Subud Brotherhood International Foundation was born. Over the next 3 decades, Bapak would continue to guide SBIF as he traveled the globe. On June 23, 1987, Bapak Mohammed Subu left this world. 4 years later, the Mohammed Subu Foundation was established, with Virendra Vitachi as chairman.
After Bapak died, of course, it was the time to set up MSF. And Virendra, who'd had this experience, had to put this to the council. And initially he met quite a lot of opposition and incredulity. But at any rate, they agreed.
We had the dream, but that was too ambitious for us. We didn't have any plans of hospitals, but funds to help Subud centers get started and Subud houses where people could meet and have latya.
One of the first MSF grants to be approved was for a Subud house in Mina Clavero, Argentina. In the coming years, MSF continued its work supporting some 30 Subud groups with grants and loans to help them develop their own Subud spaces, as well as funds for WSA and wing projects around the world. In 2013, Ibu Siti Rahayu reiterated the need for MSF to focus on supporting Subud groups to own their Latihan premises, as well as international helper travel, and if it has the means, to support the wings. Today, the foundation works in 3 main areas or pillars: Subud housing, international helper travel, and WSA archives. Since 1991, MSF has provided 50 groups in 25 countries with grants and loans totaling some $3.5 million. Grants range from helping groups build or purchase properties to smaller amounts for renovation and improvements. In Ukraine, MSF supported Subud Cherkasy to obtain their own space. The group, which began in 1992, just a year after independence, found a house near the city center and now rents out the premises to help support the group.
Ну, для меня Субуд-дом это тоже место, где мы делаем латихан, и оно важно не только для нашей группы. Для меня это важно то, что это и есть возможность для всего Субуда Украины проводить здесь и конгрессы, и встречи помощников. То есть, когда мы собираемся в Субуд-доме.
Located in the mountains of southern Spain lies Subud Albujarra, where the group received a grant in 2015 to help construct a Latihan hall.
Pour avoir une vie de groupe complète, il fallait avoir deux Latihan, deux locaux de Latihan, un pour les hommes et pour les femmes, de manière à faire des Latihan simultanés, les hommes et les femmes.
We had several Subud events, zonal gatherings, helper meetings, and other events. We can rent it out, and people learn about Subud. And 11 new members came because of our new place.
Down under in Canberra, Australia, a grant and loan from MSF helped members build their own Subud house. It was a 25-year journey for Canberra to finally have their own space, and members say it has been worth the wait.
The Latihans are clearer and cleaner for me, and there's also more of an opportunity to socialise after Latihan in a really nice space, and it's nicer just in every way than going to somebody else's facility. Yeah.
The Malang group in Indonesia couldn't agree more about the benefits of having their own Subud house. They also struggled for years to find a way to have their own hall, but then a member donated land. The group collected some funds, and MSF helped with the rest through a grant and a loan.
Antusias anggota Subud yang berlatih itu makin meningkat, dan yang kedua pelayanan untuk kandidat. Untuk orang-orang baru yang ingin tahu tentang Subud, kita bisa sewaktu-waktu melayani.
MSF grants are wide-ranging and have been awarded to groups on 5 continents, helping to bring Subud members to new heights. At each World Congress, a new Dewan of International Helpers, or IHs, is chosen. Each IH plays an important role in supporting the Subud membership. There are 18 international helpers, 6 for each of the 3 areas. MSF provides funds to the WSA for their travel. In a typical year, they make over 80 journeys to up to 50 countries. The IHs attend national Subud events, visit groups, and work with national, regional, and local helpers and support the World Subud Association.
As Subud is an organization based on the KG1, our major focus during our visits to these countries has been the development of the members, which has assisted the helpers in carrying out their duties and responsibilities.
As a day one of IH, we need to work in harmony and togetherness so that we can serve our brotherhood and also to follow Bapa's mission. When we visit countries, we are always surrounded by a feeling of love. And that's a blessing. Also, meeting with the helpers there, it's important to renew our feelings and also to be aware that we are following Subud correctly.
So I think it's very important, and it's needed because it also connects groups to other groups, because we're all one Subud.
Part of the work is to make visits to groups and countries that are feeling a little bit remote. It's very easy when you're living in a place that's either isolated by political or geographical reasons to feel disconnected. And part of our role is to go there with a feeling of love and respect for the members, to establish a contact and to strengthen the bonds between us all.
Bapak had always supported the development of the Subud archives. In 1976, he advised all national committees that it was their duty to arrange for the preservation of archives and historical material relating to the development of the spiritual brotherhood of Subud. Over the years, MSF has provided over $500,000 for international archives. Today, the collections are managed by Subud members in Britain, Japan, and the US. but most of the original materials are kept in Australia and in Wisma Suboot, Indonesia. Archivist Daniela Mineta spent several years in Indonesia organizing the collection. She now works on the archives in the U.S.
The Suboot Archives' mission is to collect, preserve, and provide managed access to its collections. It provides not only the legal requirements of the organization, but also functions to make available for future generations information about the Latihan Kejuan as it was passed down to us by Bapa, and to preserve the historical evidence of the coming of the Latihan.
The Foundation supports the archival work in Indonesia through its namesake, Yayasan Muhammad Subuh. This includes funds to ensure Bapak and Ibu Rahayu's talks are preserved in a climate-controlled environment. Many of Bapak's and Ibu Rahayu's original talks, letters to members and groups, photographs, documents, and publications are also kept here.
It's quite an extensive archive of correspondence, and that in itself indicates Bapa's dedication to his task and how seriously he went about it.
In 2014, the Legacy Project, a major MSF undertaking to digitize Bapak's talks, was completed by specialists in Belgium. Many of the 1,300 original audio recordings were in danger of being lost forever. Archivist Amalia Thompson was closely involved in saving these recordings.
So that we could easily have been in a situation where we woke up one morning and found we had very little, if anything at all, or that what we did have had been altered significantly. Preservation is ongoing, it's never finished. There's no magic silver bullet. It's something that you have to be aware of, alert to, and continue.
The Foundation receives support from members and enterprises through bequests, endowments, gifts, and donations, which are invested to assist in the long-term development of Suboot.
Virendra Bhattachi saw in his dream a building full of documents. These became the foundation for MSF, and we filled a small shelf in a way in the last 25 years. But we have many more pages waiting to be filled. So my hope is that others like myself jump in and make MSF a part of their will or bequest.
It is only through the generous support of members around the world that the Foundation can help fund the long-term growth of Suboot and honor the legacy of Bapak Muhammad Subuh.